Good morning, friends, and welcome to this webinar. This is about business, and we have picked up a subject, very important subject, which is how to launch virtual product and the future of product marketing. So, since this is a very essential, uh, you know. Requirement for today's environment, especially when we are talking about everything going in a virtual space, and we're talking about augmented reality. We are also talking about the virtual reality. How do we basically transform from selling physically to virtually is a topic, and this is a requirement because 2023 is a year of transition. So whatever happens from now on is basically for the changes in the way we do business, and this is one of the subject that is very important, especially when you're starting up this year. Make sure that your strategy has this concept encapsulated in your overall product and sales strategy, and this webinar will be very beneficial for you. And by the way, friends, we are live across all social media. So, and if you're watching us, if you have any questions, any suggestions, or even any comment, you can use the chat function. Your name will display here, and we can address your question immediately. And don't wait for any Q&A and all that. This is very informal, so you can send in your comments or your questions anytime during the webinar. Let's move forward. So, agenda of today's webinar is what are the advantages of switching over to digital offerings. So we will actually tell you what is digital offering, and we will also tell you what are the advantages of moving into the digital offering, from physical offering to digital offering, how you can leverage the existing technology, existing platforms to migrate to the digital space. Then we will tell you what is the way you can actually create a strong value proposition. Number 2 will be how do you build the excitement and also create anticipation in the mind of customers. Number 4 is how do you basically conduct events for launching your virtual products. Number 5 is all this is fine, but then how do you create a landing page, or how do you basically bring the customers so that they can actually end up buying. So that means that you need to also optimize your websites for conversions. Number 6 is how do you engage with people who are interested in purchasing your product or even finding out more details about it. And lastly, most important thing is how do you sell your product using social media, because today everybody is on social media, and these social media platforms have become so big. They are more than nations itself. If you look at the people's presence on the social media, they are running into millions of people, and some of the social media has almost fan following of 2 to 3 billion. So imagine, they are much bigger than any country on the earth today. So therefore social media drives a lot of things in our environment, and therefore number 7, which is the last one, is how do you actually sell your digital products using social media. All right, let's move forward. Little bit introduction about the company that I belong, Akulmach. We are a completely online company. We work with startups, and we work with small medium enterprises, and we actually provide various mechanism using which our clients can sell better and faster, generate more revenue, and we are super specialized in video based marketing. So for more information, you can actually visit our website, which is akulmach.com, and you can find more information about that. We have been in existence for about 6+ years, and we have been working with a lot of SMEs and startups, not only in India but also outside India, primarily in US, UK, and Middle East. So moving forward, after the brief introduction, today there are two presenters. Myself, I am Chandrakant. I am head of sales for the company, and our CEO Kanchan Verma. So between both of us, we'll be presenting today's subject. And as I said, friends, if you have any questions on this particular webinar, the topic of the webinar, feel free to send in your comments and ask any questions which is regarding the business. So moving forward, the first subject is what are the advantages of switching over to digital offering. This subject will be taken up by my colleague Kanchan Verma. So we will take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So good morning. How are you doing today? And we have interesting topic to discuss today. And I hope you are all set to listen about the digitization of your product and services launch on this media. And it is a very crucial subject, especially today's environment where digitization is taking and entering in every aspect of our life. We pay through digital media. We are comfortable doing that. So why not launch of or taking your product or services on a digital media? So if you really think about taking the advantage of digital media, there are many advantages. First of all is lower production cost and distribution, and at the same time it also increase the efficiency, and it also, as it said, it also actually cut the operational cost. At the same time, it also provide you reaching out to the customer with only one click away. Your customer is really good. Efficiency is there. Productivity will increase, and you will actually know that who are my target customer, and that will be very with lot of clarity. So this is a lovely reach, and it's a lovely indication that now time has come that you should actually go on a digital media. Now this is a global reach, and everybody know www. This is a global reach. World Wide Web platform is there. So why don't you take the advantage of that? Because it is it enhance the communication. You can reach to your customer in a click, in one click only. You can improve the competitive environment in the company, and you can take a faster decision, and that too globally. So that really is something which is very important. And you know that now India is actually undergoing into a surge of digital revolution, you can say that. So you should take advantage of that, and customization, because you can reach your customer within few actually seconds, and your customer is just a click away. And if your customer is giving any feedback or any thing which he want especially for him, so you can instantly customize your customer's desire, and then you have a loyal, a happy customer, and this will actually increase the customer experience with the company. So again, it is a lovely indication. It is a platform which you should actually take advantage of. You should take, if you are not yet on social media, if you are not doing any digitalization of your product and services, now time has come that you have to really think very seriously. So we have start with a strong proposition. This is something very interesting subject, and my colleague will be discussing regarding this subject. So just don't go anywhere. He will be joining you within 1 minute.
All right, friends. Once we have decided that your journey is on the digital platforms, how do you position? Because when you are in a physical world, then you have to basically say that, look, this is my store, this is where I operate, and this is how I actually manage quality, and this is my sales system, this is my inventory. All that is physically available and visible to people, whether they are the customers, prospects, or even the investor. So when it comes to the online mechanism of selling, these things are not visible. So it is important to create very strong value proposition. So let's begin our journey understanding how you can create strong value proposition. So you have to first write it down on a piece of paper in case you're actually building a website. What are the uniqueness of your offering? So, for example, if you're talking about a digital product, say some sort of a course, there are dime a dozen courses available in the market. What is the uniqueness of the offerings? Why your course is better? Does your course provide better preparation? Does your course provide better knowledge? So all of this can be decided at this point in time in terms of creating value proposition, because value proposition is the most important thing. Otherwise, you will be part of a big ocean. You have to identify among the big lot of players and also stand out as compared to competition. You have to first create a value proposition, and then basically say that this is something which is important, and this is what you will get. So therefore, value proposition is a very, very important aspect of creating any business on the online platform, because whatever you say will be perceived online and without any physical evidence. So you have to have a very strong, absolutely strong value proposition when you actually come online. Then what is that virtually, what is that problem you're solving for the clientele? So when you actually decide that, look, I'm transferring my brick and mortar business to the digital platform, you have already got a clear idea that by digitizing your offerings, you are able to reduce time to market, you are able to increase reach, you have a value proposition which is very, very strong. But above all, what is the problem you're solving for the client? Because if you have not given a thought about the problem statement or the solution that you are providing, the chances are that it will be very difficult for you, for any conversion to happen. You will not be able to convert your client. So therefore, number two aspect of understanding and migrating your product offering is basically understanding how you will solve the pain point of the client, and that is absolutely important for you to actually know and plan for it. Let's go to number three aspect of it. So you have to make sure that whatever you're saying, because when your website is talking about your offering, obviously there is no human being. Well, in today's environment, you can have an AI bot, a physical being there that will explain your value proposition. But nevertheless, you must have a value proposition statement very, very clearly defined. You have to say that, okay, by using my digital product as compared to physical product, you will get 50% discount. It's a very good value proposition. Similarly, you have to say that, look, my physical product will reach a lead time of 15 days, 10 to 15 days, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, whatever the time is. But if you buy it digitally, it will be instant. You can download ebook, you can download a PDF, whatever that is. So it's a good value proposition. So likewise, you have to think about very clear points, and you must mention it on your website, you must mention it on your product page, that these are the things that you are now providing in your new digital store or digital college or digital website. So therefore you have to think about very clear proposition, very clearly mentioned. And remember friends, this is something which you have to think a lot, because since nobody is around to tell when the customer visits your digital store or digital e-commerce website, there's nobody, no physical presence. So whatever you have written very clearly in minimum words, maximum meaning is what will help you do the conversion. And then communicate effectively to your target audience. So each target audience has a different mindset. So it depends, which kind of target audience you are trying to address. So this is also very, very important, that you have to frame the language in such a way that the targeted group of audience, who are your probable clients, will understand in a very easy language. Say for example, if you're selling a course which is sort of a language learning course, so you have to understand that when they want to learn, say Spanish, let's for example, and they are English people. So if you write your website in Spanish, obviously no English people who are the targeted audience will understand what is the website is all about, because in the first place they don't know the Spanish itself. That's why they want to learn. So you have to make your website in English, and therefore the target audience is very specific here. Even though you're teaching Spanish, but your target audience understands only English or Chinese or XYZ language or Hindi. Therefore, you have to make sure that your target audience have clear understanding of what is happening, what is that you're offering, and your message is going out to the targeted audience very clearly. So the next subject is having understood the importance of digital products. You have migrated to digital bandwagon. You have created your store in the digital space. Now you are selling digitally. You have created value proposition, and you have also created a proper sales pitch guidelines on your website. Number 3 step is how do you create excitement and create anticipation in the mind of customers as well as prospect. This subject will be taken by my colleague Kanchan. She will be joining after a few seconds, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with you. Meanwhile, if you have any questions about this subject, feel free to send it across.
So you are here, and now we have discussed a very crucial aspect of how to really transfer your product and services on a digital platform. But now the question is how to really create waves, how to get really advantage on others' product and services. So first of all, is very crucial that you should choose a right platform for your product launch, and that is really very necessary. Now the second step is teaser. Now what happens when we are launching any product or any services, we have to really create a lot of hype of the product. That is very essential, because if you create that kind of hype through teasers, through various other mediums, then when actually the product is launched, people really you will find people that they are really waiting for your product and services. So that is really very crucial for you. And then before that, you should promote your event in such a way that it reach to your target audience, it reach to a target customer, and be innovative in your approach when you are writing blog or when you are writing article. And after that, I think that is also one of the very crucial aspect of launching and creating excitement is gamify your event. That is very, very essential, because we have discount options, we have other options which we have been giving from ages, but when we are on virtually addressing our customers, then it's very, very important that you should gamify, make it interesting, and that will really create waves for your product and service. So when we are talking about social media campaign, then you have to actually upload evergreen content, because it's also becoming very competitive field, a very competitive platform. So I just get a right type of platform for your product launch or services launch, and a target oriented approach towards the social media, and at the same time you should gamify, make it interesting, we should have rich content, so that will really create waves for your product. And after that, you should also understand how to really host that virtual product launch. And to discuss this, I will inviting our colleague, and he will take you through all these parameters, how to really host the virtual product launch event, and that will be very interesting for you, so please do not go anywhere else.
All right, friends. So, how do you host the virtual product and also create event? Because now you have created teaser, you have also created a campaign on social media, you have created all these things which are required for launching your product in a digital space. Basically, remember, the advertising strategy is the key strategy when it comes to your digital sales activities, because unlike the physical businesses where the advertising or the marketing forms certain portion of your turnover, in case of say for example 10 to 15%, but in case of a digital virtual offering, since you do not have sales costs, you do not have lot of other associated costs which are otherwise required in a brick and mortar businesses, your marketing cost goes up. So make sure that you have done enough understanding of the business fundamentals also while deciding your overall company makeup. Your marketing budget has to go up, and it will be the major cost, and this marketing budget will be used on the social media for promoting your virtual products. So let's proceed further. What are the mechanism? First mechanism is to host a webinar. Now, what is a webinar? Webinar is a digital form of a seminar, where when you organize a seminar, there is a panel, there is a bunch of audience, there are the panel discussion, there are discussions, networking events, etc., and Q&A. So this is a seminar. Usually these seminars are organized in a public places like a hotel lobbies, etc., or conference rooms. But the digital form of conducting this webinar, since your offerings are digital, for conducting this, informing the customers that this is what you're going to come out with, you have to organize webinars. And when you organize webinars, you have to also prepare a list of intended audience, just like you do it in a seminar where you actually send physical invitation to certain people and you invite them to come. Now, this webinar could be directed towards your existing clientele. So you invite them and tell them, look, this is what I'm going to announce, and please join and learn about what is coming. So when you conduct a webinar, you have to ensure that this webinar is being conducted on a platform. That platform will have a cost. So make sure that you plug in that cost of reaching out to number of people. Now, the advantage of conducting a webinar over this seminar is that The seminar also costs you money, but then that is limited to number of seats which are available in a conference room. Say for example, you have taken a conference room on rent by paying for half a day by paying like $2,000 or $1,000, whatever the price is, it's immaterial, but you have spent money to rent out a conference room. But the success of your seminar will largely depend on the footfall or the seats which are available in your physical conference room, if they are full completely. That will be the success of your seminar. However, in a webinar, that limit is not there. Virtually, there is no limit. You can invite as many people as you want, and more people will be able to join, and more people can join. So that is a clear winner in terms of comparing seminar over webinar, or vice versa. So webinar definitely makes a killing, because webinar is not dependent on the city or the country. You can virtually host a webinar, a global webinar, where you can invite a lot of people from a lot of other countries. So conducting a webinar is important, but then planning these things is also important, because whatever you do while conducting a webinar, you have to ensure that you have plugged in the cost of hosting so many seats. Say for example, in a physical activity, you are inviting 300 people, but in a webinar, that number will go up into a couple of thousands. So make sure that your hosting platform like a Zoom or anything like that is able to host say 10,000 people or 100,000 people, whatever that number of people joining your webinar. So make sure that you plan a webinar in a very similar manner the way you do seminar, but then the backend activity is totally different. Even the webinar has to be promoted. We will come to that subject next. Now, in order to create excitement about your webinar or about your product, there could be pre-recorded videos which can be provided as part of your sales pitch. So suppose you're asking people to join your webinar where you're going to launch your digital product. In both the cases, you have to create a small 30 to 40 second video saying that, look, this is my webinar, these are the takeaways that you can expect by joining the webinar, and these are the new product offerings which I'm going to launch. During my webinar, I'm going to tell you what is so special. So you provide this, Kanchan talked about in the previous section about the teaser. So you talk about these teasers, 30 seconds teaser. At the same time, you could also provide a longer video, 10 minutes video, pre-recorded videos, or you can also provide these pre-recorded videos to the client so that, or the prospects, so that they are aware, how things are going to take shape. So these pre-recorded videos can also become like a demonstration of your product offerings. Now, this is something which is very important. This should be part of your sales strategy, and this is called virtual trade show. When you talk about webinars or even seminars, there are no conversion happening in these forums. The webinars, you don't ask people to pay money and take this after joining, pay money, etc. So there is no trade activity. However, you could actually design a category of webinar which will be called a trade show, a virtual trade show, where in addition to hosting the number of people, there is a payment gateway also available, where if they are interested, people will be able to buy things. Whatever you're launching, there is an instant conversion that is also possible. So in terms of technology today, your imagination is the limit. You can decide that, okay, I will launch 1, 2, 3 webinars in next 3 months, and after the end of these 3 webinars, the 4th one will be a special webinar which will be called a trade show, where you actually sell, you actually start converting. So what you have done is, you have conducted 3 webinars, you have created virtual pre-recorded videos, you have created enough excitement, you have also given enough knowledge to the customers, so that now the customers knows that, look, this is what I'm going to get. So when the time comes, when the trade show happens, you can actually invite the same bunch of customers who have attended your webinars and say, look, join me in this webinar, and if you buy during the trade show, you will get 20% discount. So trade show is a special type of webinar which you can plan, which will help you do conversion, instant gratification. And that's the beauty of a digital business platform, friends, because you can actually convert your customers instantly. You're not only selling, you're also making money. And if it was a physical business, then the sales cycle has a very long gestation period. It will take some time for the sales to materialize. Back in the days, if your product is very stabilized and very popular, like Microsoft or Oracle, then the salesperson will be given 3 months to produce one sale. And if your product is a new product, then they would be given a year to prove their mettle. But in today's environment, when you're launching digitally, the instant gratification is a mantra. You have to sell your product because you're offering everything which is already provided in your website, in your webinar, payment gateway, database creation. Everything is happening instantly. So therefore, gone are the days of the old era where conversion will take 3 months. Here you have an opportunity to convert your client immediately. So these are certain advantages of conducting webinars and trade shows once you have decided to basically launch your product offering on the in the digital space, creating a virtual offerings. So next stop for us is, how do you optimize your website, which are basically fine-tuned for conversions. The optimization of website will require little bit of changes. For example, if your website is static, you have to basically create more dynamic, etc. So this subject will be taken up by my colleague Kanchan. So we will take a short break of few seconds. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you.
So to optimize your website for conversion, that is a crucial aspect of any kind of a business, because if you remember, even if you're having a physical the company, even then website plays a vital role. So how you should do it? First and foremost thing is that you should know how the clients are visiting your website. So through that flow of lead, you should come out from the actual leads and then pursue those leads. So people who are interested in your product can easily be found out and purchase it, because you have already given all the setup. Purchasing platform is already there. So so you have already created the lead through the lead flow pathway, and then you are pursuing that. And this all depends on the experience of the customer. So you have to optimize your creativity through the customer. At the same time, when you have a database of your leads, then again retarget your customer. That will really help taking things forward. At the same time, so it is also important that you should offer free shipping kind of thing, be competitive, and always check out and how your e-commerce is, the processes are easy enough for the customer. So all that is very important. Now, how to use for these kind of aspect the social media. So for that, my colleague Chandrakant will take you to this beautiful and interesting subject. Just be here, don't go anywhere. He will be joining you in 1 minute.
So friends, optimization of your website has been done. You may have to incorporate features like integrating with CRM. You have to also integrate with AI, some sort of chatbot, some sort of recreational websites, a whole lot. There is no end to optimization of your website. When we optimize, it's not only providing information to the client, but you are converting online. You're also paying taxes online. You are integrating your accounts with your website. You are ensuring that everything is secure. You are also making sure that there is a proper workflow in terms of if things do not work function properly, if there is a breakage, what happens. So all of this optimization of website is a very vast field. It can be planned, it should be planned, and as long as you keep your virtual offerings and the sales and all the functions virtual, that means in the digital space, better it would be for you. So moving on, how do you basically find clients using social media? Before the start of the webinar, I told you that the reach on the social media platforms is much bigger than even a single country today, because some of these social medias like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, they are having user base of 2 to 3 million people worldwide. So 2 to 3 billion people worldwide. So 2 to 3 billion people is even if you take the largest countries, they are much bigger than the largest countries today that exist. So therefore selling on social media is absolutely important, because using social media you can reach out to your client anywhere. You can do conversion from any country, as long as your website is optimized, your pitch is optimized, your value proposition is very well defined. All that has been done, and therefore you create buzz on the social media itself. So there are various mechanisms of creating buzz, and the social media platforms provide this functionality to you, to all the businesses, especially when it comes to advertising, all kinds of different features. 7 to 8 different ways of reaching out to your set clientele is provided on social media. But before you get on to the selling part on the social media, you have to make sure that whatever we have told you, 6 previous steps, you have taken care, because it should not happen that you spend money on social media in terms of advertising and then you don't have call to action already planned. So first plan call to action, first plan all the teasers, plan webinars, plan all of these things, and then you actually launch and spend money on social media. So that is something which is a word of caution. So today you can use social media very effectively for creating your sales initiative, reaching out to your target audience, whichever country they are. It doesn't matter, because social media will fulfill your payment requirements. You can create the entire strategy around advertising using teasers, videos, and even blog posts on the social media channels. Now you may decide that you would like to, based on the product profile that you have, you would like to do your advertising only in one of them. That is your decision, but then you can extend that by promoting on another platform. So you are doubling the reach, of maybe making your reach 10 times by just introducing one more social media to your sales platform. Say for example, you start with LinkedIn, and then say that, okay, now LinkedIn is trying to take me to certain set of demography, but then you also want to address, based on your product profile, of course, you also want to address via YouTube. So you can also advertise using YouTube, and YouTube will also provide all kinds of advertising, especially when you talk about YouTube. It's all Google provides all kinds of advertising to you in terms of reach out, fulfilling various requirements. Now what are your requirements? One requirement is that you want social media to convert for you. That is one. So you are looking for conversions, so that is a different type of a campaign. Second, you are looking for prospects to come to your website, where you will take care of them, because your product profile is such that people will not buy in just one stroke. you want to interact with people through your website. So increasing footfall, so that is another your strategy. So you can use social media to bring client to your website, increasing footfall. Number 3 could be just increased awareness. Number 4 could be improving brand value. So all kinds of campaigns are today provided by social media and all social media. So make sure that you use the social media platform to achieve various results for various of your objectives. One of the methods of which social media can be utilized very effectively is basically create the excitement. And one of the best method to create excitement is to create a giveaway strategy. If you have a proper giveaway strategy, then people will be very, very interested in understanding what is that. For example, if your offering is a course material, which is for example, for 6 months, like half a year, where your course will be available, like e-learning course. So you can say that first 2 classes are free. So it's a giveaway. So what is happening here is that you are actually converting, your membership is increasing, and then chances are that the customers will continue and end up paying for the next 4 classes. Suppose you're offering 6 classes, first 1 class you offer for free, and after that you start charging after 2 classes or 1 class. So this is one of the very good method which you can convey using social media. If you have to convey this in any other way, your reach is very, very limited. Your reach is largely dependent on the reach of the advertisement that you're doing. Whereas with social media, this reach limit can be anything. You can reach out within your country, you can reach out to client outside in a region, in a continent, or even global. So as long as you are finding clients across the globe and you are able to generate excitement by offering a freebie or a giveaway, that will help you convert. And social media is very well fine-tuned for running these kind of campaigns. So friends, we have come to the end of our webinar, and we have told you why you should sell virtually, convert your physical products like books into ebooks, create your physical course material into virtual e-learning platforms or even augmented reality, because that is where the world is moving to. So if you do it quickly, it will be better. While doing so, we have given you 6 different chapters beyond that, how you can start selling in this series, in this webinar today, how you can actually not only convert but also start selling, create excitement, what are the various tools that you can use, how you to do it, etc. If you have any other question beyond what we have told you today, kindly feel free to send it across. We will take up your question in the next Saturday webinar. And next Saturday will be very interesting webinar. So mark your calendar, and the link for the next Saturday's webinar is also given in the description below. So join us next Saturday. We will take some of your questions which you have posted on our channel. And so have a nice week ahead. Happy selling. See you next Saturday. Bye bye.